When you are easy, you can never be busy. You can always be truthful. Start easy and you are right. Continue right and you will be easy. You are studying easy Raja Yoga, and the method to remain easy and right is to be in your incorporeal form, to be that point of light. The point of light is incorporeal without a form which is corporeal, formless, shapeless, without physical significance, no importance, no show, egoless, viceless. However, the incorporeal soul has an incorporeal form. It has an incorporeal presence. The incorporeal presence can be significant, can be large, broad, can be observed, and definitely other incorporeal souls can relate to it, and the Supreme Soul can relate to the incorporeal form of the soul. You are now experiencing your incorporeal form, and through this incorporeal form, you dissolve all ego. You are becoming egoless, like the Supreme Father. You have learned that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is an almighty authority that has zero ego forever. He has zero pretense, zero arrogance of the body. The Supreme Soul never associates himself with a body or with a role to the extent that he would believe that he is that role. He remains always aware that the eternal soul is an actor playing a part. The human soul becomes confused by the part. He is deceived by the beauty of the body, of the role of the physical world, and ends up identifying himself with a part. And then he doesn't like the part, and he wants to separate himself from the part. And then there is ego. Then there is lack of acceptance, lack of trust. Who has always doubt? Ego. Who has always questions and fears? Ego. Who cannot have faith in God, in himself, and in the play of life? Ego. Ego is that behavior, that habit of not accepting. Ego is that personality that rejects this part, this role, separates himself from others, doesn't like him, doesn't like her. Ego feels that nothing is good enough for him. He is much better than everyone else. Or he can think the opposite. Everyone else is better than me. I am nothing. Ego is that false separation from everyone and everything. In the incorporeal form, You are a unique, individual, eternal being of light. However, you have the awareness that everyone else is alike. There are not differences between incorporeal souls. The incorporeal soul has no name, just Atma, soul, Suflet. The incorporeal soul doesn't have a physical form that can be separated from another physical form of another soul. Experience your incorporeal form as a very subtle presence, a very subtle, invisible, gentle, fine presence of a tiny, tiny being of light. It's a presence, is someone who is awareness, who is consciousness, who is radiating an infinite light of the soul. This incorporeal presence is alike with everyone else. They don't have names, colors, bodies, nationalities, nothing to separate them or to differentiate. That this one is bigger, this one is smaller. They are unique and they are alike. They are truly brothers. So there is no ego in incorporeal form. There is no place for ego, no concept of ego, no desire or need for ego. Such an incorporeal soul descends into the human body on the stage of earth and remains very subtle. Such an incorporeal soul relates to others as subtle beings of light. There is no rejection of the role. The incorporeal soul doesn't fall in love with the role either. The role is neutral. It doesn't really matter. For the incorporeal soul that has a subtle awareness, the role doesn't really matter. They have the highest happiness from within, each one with a number, each one being unique and having their highest happiness individually. Such is the life of the incorporeal soul in the corporeal body that it is called heaven on earth. They don't think of the role. They don't look at the role. They don't judge anyone based on the role. So there is no ego, no arrogance, no separation, no rejection, no likes and dislikes. Nothing to accept, nothing to refuse, nothing to reject, nothing to approve, nothing to disapprove. They start to feel that a certain role is better, that a certain body is better, a certain appearance, that they want the role of someone else. They want to wear a crown because they are not wearing a crown. They want to live in a bigger palace. This is when ego starts to live. This is when body consciousness creeps in and sorrow has its roots in body consciousness. So now, by being in your incorporeal form, you are eliminating ego, the arrogance of being better or being less than others. You become like the Father. When you eliminate ego, you can become a servant. No one can serve anyone unless they are egoless. The moments when you are truly a servant of others are the moments when you are egoless. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is egoless forever, and he is the obedient servant, the selfless servant, the altruistic servant, the eternal servant of all human souls and of nature. Such is his role. He fully accepts the role, but truly doesn't really matter to him. He is not in love with his role. He's not taking it on. He doesn't believe that he is so and so. He doesn't create name and fame that he plays the role of God. He remains incorporeal whilst incorporeal. And that's why he never creates ego. He is always the most obedient servant of everyone. Your part now is that of being a servant. You can play this part only by being egoless. And when you are egoless, you can be a servant. Being a servant is much better than being a slave. For a long period of time, you have been a slave to Maya, to Ravan. Through the sense organs, you have become a slave to the five elements. You are not a master. You are a slave to desires and attractions and lust and anger and greed and attachment and ego. All of that were pulling your mind, intellect, and personality. And the life of a slave is a very low quality life. There is no freedom. There is no joy. There are no options. From slave to servant. The life of a servant is the highest on high life. Only the Supreme Soul can teach the human soul what it means to be a servant, to have the vision of a servant, to have the attitude of a servant, to have the words, the acts, the relationships of a servant. It is the highest karma, and it is the highest reward, and it is the highest role that anyone can play now. To be like the Supreme Soul, an obedient servant of everyone. You can be an obedient servant only when you are egoless, and you can be egoless when you are incorporeal. And the more you are incorporeal and egoless, the easier you will serve everyone. Be easy and you are right. Continue with the right method of being incorporeal and egoless, and you will easily serve everyone. When you easily serve everyone, your reward is tremendous. You are happy at every step. And also your intellect has full conviction. No doubt ever, no questions ever. So today, continue with being in the form of incorporeal soul and experience your egoless form. Then see how this egoless form serves the world like the Father does, in an altruistic way, easily, with patience, with love, with determination, but no effort, no labor. See that slavery is finished in that moment. You are a master, you are a king, you are the royal king of the sense organs. So enjoy today, the day of independence. Finished all slavery and enjoy having the highest role possible, that of a servant, that of being egoless servant of the human world. It is the highest consciousness, the consciousness that I am altruistic, I want nothing, but I don't create an ego that I want nothing. And I only give, give, give. And I understand that everyone is benefited by that giving. Enjoy your incorporeal, egoless world server part today.